Hi everyone, I'm Anson Lee, JAI's Pre-Sales Technical Manager for Asia. In this demo, we'll be taking a look at the sequencer function available as a standard feature on global shutter models in JAI's GoX series of small, affordable machine vision cameras. The sequencer function allows users to predefine up to 32 sequencer sets, also called indexes, which are combinations of exposure time, ROI, gain, and other settings that the camera can switch between in response to receiving a trigger. There are actually two different sequencer modes available. The first one, which we'll be looking at in this demo, is called TriggerSequenceMode, where the sequencer sets defined by the user are stepped through in a fixed pattern. The second mode is called Command Sequence Mode, where the selected sequencer set can be changed programmatically based on commands being sent to the camera from the application.
Now, what you are looking at is the eBus Player software used to control all JAI cameras. We can see that a GoX 5103M USB camera is being used for this demo, where we will be using our sequencer function to create a simple trigger sequence that provides us with two different ROI views at two different exposure settings. We have activated the sequencer and set the sequencer mode selector to trigger sequence mode. We now change our sequencer set selector to 1 to view our first sequencer set or index. You can see that we have set the ROI width at 2448 and the height at 2048, which is basically the full field of view for this 5 megapixel camera. And we have specified an exposure time of 800 microseconds. Our frame count is set to 1, meaning we'll switch to a new sequencer set when the next trigger is received. For this, we have put a 2 into sequencer set next to say that at the next trigger, we want to switch to sequencer set 2. Next, we can check the configuration for sequencer set 2. Here, we have preset the ROI width to 1232 and the height to 1024 with an XY offset of 0, 0. So basically, what we are looking at is the upper quadrant of the image itself. And we have set an exposure time of 2000 microseconds, so this will give us a brighter image than our full ROI. Notice that here, the sequencer set next has been set to 1, which sets up a loop where we will be bouncing between sequencer set 1 and 2 upon each trigger input. Finally, we will activate our manual software trigger, and we can see how our sequencer would perform. As you can see, each time when we send a trigger, the camera switches its ROI and exposure settings between set 1 and set 2. This capability is ideal for stop-and-go applications where you need different exposures for different parts of the board or target. You just create as many indexes as you need and then send multiple triggers at each stop to capture multiple ROIs, each with the perfect exposure setting. You get the images you need with a single camera setup, and your ROIs minimize the amount of data that needs to be processed.
So that's it for our sequencer function demo. If you have more questions, complete the form on JAI's website www.jai.com and we'll be in touch shortly. Thank you.